Good Monday to you. Oh, good day to you. So, here is we continue with our conversation on how to deal with difficult conversations. Today is the last of this series before we just dive into our next workshop. And the topic today, the question I've been selected for today is this one. What is the best way to address comments or assumptions about a woman commitment or performance due to her status as a mother? In other words, this is about maternal bias. Maternal bias is a tough one. I have a whole training in maternal bias. Actually, was a challenge I did for myself last year, and for 30 days I talked about one different bias every day. You can go back to that. I will put the link below. But the maternal bias is so tough to deal with because, especially as a woman, we get really mad about it. We get really upset when immediately we are questioned about our capabilities, our management skills, our time management, our life work balance management, because of the fact that we are women and we have children. And the one thing that I want to mention to you here, maybe you don't know, maybe you're not aware of, but maternal bias, in fact, it starts even before you have a child. Mm. The fact is, I know personally few stories, real stories, of women on their 30s when they are in that cross, on that junction in life where they start thinking, considering starting a family. And such women, those women being approached by their managers, asking, what are your plans for your life right now? And even being more direct, saying maybe it's time for you to reconsider continuing your career as you are at the time to start a family. So, as much as absurd this sounds like and upsetting for the women who are put in this situation to experience this, this is fact, unfortunately. And here I want to give you some suggestions. They're all suggestions because in real life, there might be many other factors that influence in your decision on how to deal with these difficult conversations. But in a general manner, let's talk about here how you can approach, how can you deal before breathing and breathe out and having an attack or feeling really upset about the topic. We have to learn how to deal with that strategically, because it's one of the most challenging and annoying um, situations that we might feel at a certain point that is disrespectful, and it is not considering our capabilities as professional. And also the point, like, why do I have to explain to you how I manage my family? That's not your business. But guess what? If you want to deal with this strategically, you might, I even suggest you to consider to present your case in a sense. If you feel like that you want that important project, you want that important promotion, and you have a small family, or you are pregnant, or you're considering getting pregnant, that you address that before, and to explain your position and your commitment. I know to some of you might feel like outrageous, but you have to put your emotions aside and think about it strategically. That's one suggestion that I can give to you, and I'm quite positive that will help you to move forward in this situation. And because we know, unfortunately, too many women have been put aside for promotion they deserve or not being considered for a project where their skills were the excellent match due to this maternal bias. So instead of getting upset, you can get upset, it's normal. But as to say, go to the bathroom and scream, but then put yourself together and come back with a straight mind and strategically deal with the situation. Because we have progressed a bit with relation of women having a voice in the work environment. However, this is still a long battle, really. And we have to deal with this battle more than emotionally, but strategically. Now, as reinforcing what I just said, politely explain to the ones questioning your life balance in the time management and your time management because of motherhood, the reasons why the fact that you're a mother should not be in discussion, neither concern. And then reiterate clearly how you are the best person for the role. So show the person, your manager, your superior, whoever is in the position to make a decision about your future, explain your position, where you're standing, and reassure your capabilities. So here are 3 points that I want you to remember. The first one, let me put here for you, is directly address the assumption. I have a saying that is, assumption is the mother of all fuck ups. Feel free to take it, to embrace it, because it's true. Every time you assume something, remember this saying and ask questions to clarify. So this is now the position where you are, that your manager or someone is assuming that you're not capable for that role because they're biases. So directly address the assumption, book with them a meeting, and then approach the conversation calmly and professionally. Prepare yourself. Share your accomplishments, contributions, and the commitment to your role. Politely, I'd say politely, not say that you're not polite, but control your emotions and speak slowly, groundly, and politely explain that your status as a mother does not impact your dedication to your job. Emphasize your ability to manage your responsibilities effectively. Okay? The next one, let me put it for you, is provide evidence of performance. You explain yourself, you show, and you talk about your accomplishments, but provide the facts. Prepare a list of your achievements, projects, and successful outcomes. And during the conversation or this meeting, use concrete examples to showcase your performance. Highlight instances where your contributions positively impact the team or the company, or both. Let the evidence speak for itself, demonstrating your dedication and capabilities. It feels like, why do I have to prove myself that much? I know, but think strategically, not emotionally. Next one is shift the focus to skills and contributions. Every time in the conversation, your interlocutor, who can be your manager, can be the HR, start bringing their assumptions based on their bias, based on their own past experience with other people. This is why you have to Be prepared and be thinking strategically about what you want to say. Shift back the focus to skills and contributions. Don't allow the other part or even yourself to go into an emotional flow. If you feel like the emotions coming up, breathe, slow down, center yourself, and continue the conversation. And politely acknowledge, I use politely to say, be centered. Politely acknowledge the concern, but steer the conversation towards your skills and contributions. Highlight your qualifications, expertise, and the value you bring to the team. Keep reinforcing your skills, why you are the best person for that position, for that project. Showcase your commitment to your role and the organization through your work ethics. Reinforce the idea that your professional capabilities are what matter most. I understand this is a big challenge for women for two reasons. One reason is because when you experience maternal bias as a woman, it's annoying, it's upsetting, and you feel like that you're not being respected, you're not being valued for your contributions. And that, of course, will steer your emotions and requires you to center. And the other one, other difficulty that other challenge that this situation is, because to get into this conversation, you will have to prepare yourself and you have to list your achievements and you have to talk about your achievements. You have to promote yourself. You have to put yourself where, claim that space that you have all the rights to be there. And this is a huge challenge to many women out there because we were not educated to talk too much about ourselves. To, I'm not saying bragging, I'm saying to really talk about our accomplishments. We will be, in many cases, this is changing, but it's still there. In many cases, we are criticized by the other woman because the other women feel uncomfortable to see another woman talking about her accomplishments. So, ladies, this has to change. We have to celebrate each other's achievements and we have to support the other woman to expose herself on a sense like not bragging, but claiming the space that she deserves. So, this is all for me for this series of conversations of how to deal with difficult conversations. And I invite you to come tomorrow, to join me tomorrow, Tuesday evening, not evening, late afternoon at 5 p.m. Central Europe for a workshop, a 3-day workshop where I will dive in more specifically in those topics on how you can deal with these conversations. So join me and let's continue this conversation talking about difficult conversations because we do need to improve the quality of our conversations and we do need to learn how to deal with those situations that are very challenging at work, home, with family and friends, with your spouse, in a manner that is positive and that leads to a good conclusion. Good day to you.